Hey there, so I'm trying to catch up on videos and stuff. And I just was watching Mood 616 Best of Blind Mice episode 33, and I love those, so hopefully Moods do more of those. But the one that inspired me to do it tonight was I was watching a video by Henry Bellina, and it was his collection of his slasher films. And slasher subgenre is, well, hands down, my favorite. So I thought I'd put like 10 or 11 suggestions for some slasher films that you may not have got in your collection, you may not have thought about, and just take some random ones from my collection that I think deserve a second watch or a second try. And first up is one that's not just slasher, it's kind of different stuff, but it's Astron 6. If you check this out here, there's a kind of like a short slasher film, or two actually, short on this one here, and really bears checking out. One's kind of got to do with the beach party type thing. Another one starts off like one of those cabin in the wood type things, and just got to be checked out. But cool slasher thing on Astron 6. Now we're going to get into the actual slasher films. Now I'm not saying these are all brilliant films, but I'm saying these are ones that are fun watches. And first up is one that has a horrible ending, in my opinion. And that is, but has some very cool aspects to it. I mean, like, right to the end, when you're kind of hoping that they'll have a really good explanation for it. They really don't, but it's a shredder, and I love this cover. Come on, this is not like a really cool cover. Death to Snowboarders. And I remember buying this at the time for the cover because I'm a huge slasher fan. But it actually ended up, overall, I really did enjoy this film. I'm not sure what it is about it. This is no like groundbreaking film or one of these, not even a diamond in the rough. It's a very rough film. But I just liked it. It's just something about that one. I can't really like put my finger. If you've seen this movie, tell me what you thought. If something that you liked or something that was mad to you, but for some reason kind of did it for me. Cats. Going crazy on that. Next up is one of my favorite double features from Scream Factory that fell on the floor because twice live. That's what happens. Just gonna make sure this is okay. Thank God for those Scream Factories and those really good cases. Schizoid and X-Ray. I love both these films. I got this for at the time for X-Ray because I was a really big fan of Barbie Benton, and I remember watching this movie. I'd forgotten how horrible some of the acting was, especially of the killer. It's hilarious. I mean that in the best possible way. It's the Scream Factory title that people overlook, but honestly strongly belongs in everybody's collection. The Schizoid movie is actually very good. And if they didn't give away who the killer was so early in the film, it would actually be a pretty good mystery. Because if you look close, you see the killer. But if you don't, if you just try and not look too close in the opening of the film, then there's a few red herrings and stuff like that. Next up is another double feature. This one was done pre-Scream Factory, but I'm sure if this gets released on Blu-ray, it's going to have to be Scream Factory release. And it's the Bad Dreams Visiting Hours. Two great little films. Bad Dreams, of course, is a classic with Jennifer Rubens, who plays the daughter of cult members, and Richard Lynch plays the leader of the cult, and he burned themselves alive, all except for who runs out while they're doing it. Smart girl. And but then she starts to be haunted by what looks to be the ghost of the cult leader, and people around her start dying, and Is she crazy? Is it the ghost of him? Is this some kind of Freddy Krueger thing? Or is it something else? Well, if you haven't seen Bad Dreams, check it out and find out. Some great features on here as well. There's commentary, interviews with the actors, and there's an actual original ending that wasn't in the film. Next up is Visiting Hours, and by the way, this one comes in a 2-disc set, which I really like. Visiting Hours was just one of those cool Canadian slasher thrillers with fantastic cast. It's got Lee Grant, William Shatner. We got Linda Pearl, who I had a crush on at the time, and she would later go on to be in Matlock, but she was in Happy Days back in those days. But mostly, it's got Michael Ironside. Michael friggin' Ironside, one of the greats. And can't recommend this set strongly enough. Just a really, really good set. Check it out. It's 2 discs. It's not crammed onto one, so that's pretty cool. Next up is one that is actually really bad. For some reason, I got a soft spot for it. And it's an early Brad Pitt film. And the reason I watched this first is because I was completely in love with Jill Schoelen, the actress in this film. She was gorgeous, and of course that was one of my favorite actors, Roddy McDowall. And Cutting Class. Is it a good movie? No. Do I enjoy it? Yeah, I really enjoyed this film, and I don't know why, because the killer is too blatantly obvious. There's not enough deaths, really. It's pretty cheesy. But all that being said, all that stuff with early role for Brad Pitt, Donovan Leitch is in this one here, Roddy McDowall, Martin Mull, and of course Jill Schoelen is the lead actress, and that alone is enough for me to watch this movie. Next up is one that I consider a classic, and it's one that to this day there's aspects of this movie that scare me, and that is a Tourist Trap. Chuck Connors does an amazing job in this one here, and we get an early Tanya Roberts portrayal before she would do Charlie's Angels. This is a really, really fun, cool, creepy movie by David Schmoller, and if you haven't got this one, strongly recommend you pick it up. I know that my UK friends over there have this one in Blu-ray out there from I think 88 Films. Guys, if you don't have it, pick it up. Joe's House of Horrors. This is a good one. Not even in a cheesy way, so it's a really good one. And here's one I can't honestly say I've watched all of yet, but I love the cast. It gets a really good review, and if any of you guys have seen this, let me know how it is. And it's by Andrew Van Den Houten, and it's I think it's an indie one, but it's got a lot of great actors. It's called Headspace. I picked this up when I was down the coast. Basically, it's one of those where I just need to fill out movies, and you do not cat bomb me. But it looks to be really cool. It's got Olivia Hussey, William Atherton, Sean Young, Mark Margolis, D. Wallace Stone, and Udo Kier before they started working for Rob Zombie. So, but just a 25-year-old Alex Borden has a chance encounter with a stranger. His intellect grows by leaps and bounds. Before long, he realizes that his newfound gift comes with deadly side effects. Vicious, unexplainable murders are somehow linked to him. Now it's a race against time as Alex tries to find the source of the evil. But only one question remains. Is he the next victim or the killer? So, yeah, it sounds really good, doesn't it? This one for last. Was meant to be the start of a series. Didn't work out. A lot of people didn't like this one. I had a lot of fun with this movie. I mean, a lot of fun. And I thought it was incredibly cool. The girl that would star in this would later go on to be in the TV series Charmed as the star of that. Of course, the killer was also the bad guy in the movie Darkman, and was in the series L.A. Law, where he was brilliant. And of course, that movie is Dr. Giggles. People crap on this one a lot, but Dr. Giggles is a fun little slasher film, and it just came in at the wrong time. There was there'd been a big influx of slasher films to the point where uh, people weren't watching them anymore, and they weren't getting the look that they should have got. But this one had a cool little hook to it. Unfortunately, it came out in '92 when slashers were kind of not up there. But this was a really fun one. If this one came out about 6 years earlier, this would have been a big hit. We probably would have seen like 2 or 3 other Dr. Giggles movies. But because of bad timing, this one didn't do that well. And I give it another shot. It's really a fun film. You know, again, it's a slasher film. It's what you expect from these. You're not expecting Shakespeare. Just cool stuff. Next up is one that I actually do consider this one a slasher film. And that's by Dwight H. Little, who did another one of my favorite slasher films, Halloween 4. And I just love this movie, and it's Robert Englund's Phantom of the Opera. Very cool. Some people don't like the modern aspects that are in this film, but I think it actually adds to it in a cool way. And of course, who acts in this one? Joe Sholin acts in this one, so you know that I was going to have this one. I'm not sure if this is on Blu-ray or not, but when it comes out, I would really love to see, it's MGM, so I'd really love to see Scream Factory do a cool edition of this. This is a really cool film. There's some great makeup in this, some great acting. We have the original Mr. Fantastic, Alex Hyde-White, of course, from the 1994 Roger Corman Fantastic Four film. That's probably not one of the best things to say that he did, but there's some great acting in this film. I really love it. I think one of my YouTube friends recently talked about this one on here, and mentioned this one as one that he liked. And I did really enjoy this movie. And next up, this is on my Canadian exclusive box set. I think this is Canadian exclusive box set. Let's see. Yeah, it is. It's a Alliance thing. Did you guys get a box set of this down in the States or England? England. Well, States are not so big on getting it like box sets of stuff, unless Scream puts them out or something like that. But for a while, you didn't get a lot of stuff. I mean, like you got the cut version of Ginger Snaps with no features. You got the cut version of Texas Chainsaw 4. You didn't get Leprechaun Space. It's almost like the Video Nasty thing, except without the censorship thing. Anyway, I digress. It's the Promenade box set, and the one I'm looking at, although the first 3 are the ones that most people know, especially 1 and 2. 1 and 2 are like pretty much considered classics now. I'm going to mention number 4, Prom Night 4, Deliver Us from Evil. And I'm guessing it wasn't originally made to be a prom night film, because basically the only dealings with prom night is that they're like, hey, it's prom, and they drive by as the school, right? Oh, we should. Yeah, there's our prom's going on. Yeah, we're not going there. And they go to a house, and lovemaking ensues, and there's a crazy priest that's escaped, who's been like in this bottomless church for years, and he's one of those like really crazy Catholic priests that likes to like punish himself and others. And he escapes, and he heads to this house, and wacky, non-hilarity ensues, and wacky death ensues. And I like it. I really like this movie. Nobody ever talks about it. It's never mentioned in a good or bad light. But Prom Night 4 Delivers from Evil was a surprise for me. It got back to what Prom Night originally was, but a lot faster moving. Because let's face it, Prom Night is a classic, but Prom Night is a very slow classic. It's very paced for its era. It's not something that a lot of the youngins, age myself, would enjoy, because the films back then were more leisurely paced. Right now we've got an MTV society where everything is click, click, click. I want it now. But that being said, I gotta agree. Prom Night was kind of slowly paced, but I did enjoy the film. But Prom Night 4 is when we're talking about Deliver Us from Evil. Check it out. That's my 10 or 12 or whatever slasher films that give another chance to. If you haven't seen them, give them a watch. If you like slashers, they're fun little slashers. Not many of them are going to change your mind if you don't like slashers, though. But either way, I gotta say, Tourist Trap, that Scream Factory double feature set, that Shout Factory double feature set, they all belong in your collection. Thanks a lot for watching, and for me right now, it's time for tea.